Don't be choking and shit. I can't do Heimlich from over here. I'm about to eat this bug that's flying around in the damn garage. What the hell? That's fine with me. I got healthcare coverage finally. Is that a booger? That might be a booger. That's okay though. Should we bring it up or lessons learned? Lessons learned. Some healthy stuff. Come on now.
My bad. What's up,
He
Fear?
said he said he was eating Slim Jim lasagna.
Slim Jim lasagna. G silent. Yeah, we had stewed chicken, rice, and broccoli.
Stewed chicken, rice, and asparagus. Hell yeah.
Ugh, asparagus. Fuck. Alright. What we got? 8:17. 7 minutes
We gotta
after.
make up for lost time. We gotta talk fast. We gotta cover ground.
No, we're good.
Cover ground. Hell yeah. All right. So when do you make the trek south for Santee?
I'm so tired. I forgot. Wednesday. Wednesday morning. I'm back. I'm back on the road.
Hell yeah.
Wednesday morning.
So when are you gonna get your urchins?
I think they're in the mail right now.
Hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
That's the talk of the town right now, man.
I hate that. That's what, and it sucks. Were you there for my practice stream?
I was there. I mean, physically, yeah. Mentally, it's debatable.
Yeah, but I definitely found the fucking dock bite. That's what I was gonna run with. And now that everybody knows it's the dock bite with an urchin, I'm kind of like, man, do I really need to go and find something else, or do I just need to go into a creek that nobody else is hitting? But I'll figure it out.
All right.
I'm hoping.
Gotcha.
I'm hoping they're offshore and I can get them with chatterbaits on grass.
But if that doesn't succeed,
Pick yourself up and try again.
pick yourself up and try again. Hell yeah.
Those your people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Santee next week. That shit gonna be crazy. I really wish he didn't book it right behind the Bassmaster on Santee, but it is what it is.
Well, another learning experience.
Whole bunch of
How
learning.
to play golf. Hell yeah.
Fastest way to get to the course.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, well then, what if we do like a 10-minute recap on the adventure series and how much the drought was or wasn't a factor. I don't know. I guess the River Boys were just kind of they were just doing the river thing, right? Like the lakes
Yeah,
themselves were probably pretty shitty, but I feel like the River Boys they were uh they were having some fun. It looks like maybe I don't know what was the word on the ground level there with
dude,
everybody coming out.
it was feast or famine in the river. As crazy as it sounded, like if you were in the right place in the river and you knew the river, you're catching 80 all the way up to I think Dave Allison, who lives there and is the river rat local. I think he had like 91, maybe. So, but I would say he's the echelon of that. Coming into that, we had a couple of guys in like 92, 93s that were on the river. And then people that were on Clater Lake. The lake was perfect because the lake runs with the river. So the lake was still at full pull. But yeah, it was feast or famine. There was a lot of people who didn't catch a fish, which was crazy. That stayed on the river, and there were a lot of people who struggled to find bigger fish on the river. So it definitely hit pretty crazy. Now on Gatewood, there was only four people: me, Hank, Jim, and Chris, the guy who won. And we all were in the either low 80s or mid 80s, and Jim and Chris were both in the 90s. Chris was like 94, 95, and Jim was like 90 and some change. So that lake,
Damn,
yeah, Gatewood was a very healthy fishery, even though it was down 20 plus feet. That place was lights out.
damn.
Mm-hmm. Place was lights out.
So if you could go back in time and do it all again, knowing what we know now in hindsight,
Shit.
whose drinks would you have put Miralax in?
Yeah, it would have been a lot of Miralax at our dinner over at the I forgot it was a little bar that we went to. Yeah, I would just threw the Miralax in the keg. Everybody would have felt it. But no, if I could go back, only thing I would change is I'll slow down. I'll use some plastics. Run the plastics on the bank a little bit harder. That chatterbait bite had me really locked in to chatterbaiting, but that Friday they did not want a chatterbait. They wanted a slow ass worm right in front of their mouth.
Hell yeah.
And I did not read the signs fast enough.
Dang. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, what you? I mean, you know, at least the scenery was nice. Maybe.
Yeah, it was alright. It was alright. I had a horrible drive in because of GPS. So there's two ways to get to Gatewood. You can go through Max Meadows or you can go through Pulaski. If you go through Max Meadows to get to Gatewood, you have to go through a fucking mountain pass, a one-way mountain pass to get to Gatewood. And I'm sitting there like this can't be the only way in there. And as soon as I get to the right turn before the Gatewood entry, I see that there is a paved road, and then I hop on the map and look, and sure enough, if you go through Pulaski, it's a it's a it's a paved road straight there. But if you go through anywhere else, it is gravel, one way, slanted mountain pass roads, and it felt so wrong. I was so nervous that I was like, please tell me this isn't the only way, because if this is, I'm never leaving this place. I'm not getting back on this fucked up road, and it wasn't. So I was just dumb enough not to look at my GPS correctly. That's what it always comes down to.
Dang, so you get the full out in the country experience. Except for you had reception thanks to Elon Link, so that's all worked out pretty well.
Yeah, that place was
Alaska's
dead.
kind of nice though.
That place is, yeah, it's growing. It's still in that weird space where there's a lot of old stuff there, and they're trying to put new stuff in, and there's a lot of like gentrified restaurants there, but the infrastructure is very like Jim Crow style, so it's still catching up.
The theater nice? I hear good things about the theater.
Theater was dope. Still, it was old fashioned. Still very old fashioned, but amazing interior. I didn't go upstairs, but just walking around downstairs, it felt like early 1990s.
Oh hell.
Mm-hmm. In the theater, like actual theater, was not. It wasn't a big stage. It was almost like your high school kind of stage.
Yeah, there's only like 7 people that live in the town, so they don't need much room.
No. Yeah, what's up, T-Dye? They did have a they had a street festival the day of weigh-in. So while we were waiting out there, we got all the festivities of Pulaski, and then afterwards it was still happening outside. It was really funny. There was me and Hank. I told Hank right before we got there. I was like, they were setting up the stage, and I heard boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh, that's Bon Jovi. They about to get some Bon Jovi going. And he was like, what? How do you know? I was like, you didn't hear that like the startup? He's like, no. So as we're eating, we come back out. Sure enough, dude is like all festivities are happening. You know, rehearsals and stuff are done. There's a dude singing Bon Jovi. Hold on, and I'm sitting there like, wait. And I look close. It was a black dude doing the cover. I said, wait. How? This guy. I was like, why are you doing Bon Jovi? Why don't you?
Yeah.
But
All right. Well, I know your New Jersey ears were tingling. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. But I was like, man, you might as well play some damn Billy Joel or so. I was like, no, I don't do this. But yeah, it was funny. We were clowning on it. It was really funny. But all in all, I will say the Kayak Adventure series is still great. The only issues that I had were my own personal interior or introspective situations. But yeah, the event as a whole was dope. I met like 4 or 5 dudes that said they followed me on socials prior to that event and said, yo, they like what we're doing. So I was like, dude, that's pretty dope. Ran into Elvis and his family. They were having a great time there. They drove 17 fucking hours to get there, but
holy shit,
they were there.
Commitment.
Yeah, it was Elvis, his 2 sons, his sister, and his wife were out there. Really dope.
All right. Dang, so you got fans that are following you around the country. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Get some like personal security. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's next in the budget. Nah, it was dope. It was good vibes. The brunch on on Friday was really good. They had Jameson Redding, the road trip angler, and Jeff Little. What's it? The Little Stuff. They were doing kayaking safety, kayaking paddling, and advanced stroke techniques. Jeff was showing off techniques you can do while you have a motor, and he was like, since everybody's moving into there are some different paddle strokes that you should learn that will help you all in all. And then I looked over at a couple buds and said, what the fuck is a paddle? And they started laughing. I thought that was funny.
Damn. Well, when you're running watt cycles, it's easy to forget about what life
you forget it.
used to be like back in the pioneer days. We have electricity and watt cycle now.
Yeah, we got that wattage.
Dang. Well, I thought it was weird because they did like, what was the first day? It was afternoon, and then the next morning, so it was like late day, first day, and
3 to
like
7:45. Yep, and then
that was kind of a weird scenario.
Yeah, and Drew even said it too. He said, "Yo, y'all need to be careful if you're going from 3 to 7:45, and you're at a lake and you got to get back. You should not be fishing until 7:45." He said you're going to burn out. And sure enough, you hear people the next day. Next day was like, "Yo, I am hurting. I stayed out too late trying to catch a fish." And it's like, and then you gotta pace yourself, young buddy.
Dang. All right.
But yeah.
So when's the next one? They're doing another one next. Is it next month?
Probably in a couple of weeks. It's going to probably be up top in Wisconsin. Let's go see Kayak Adventure Series.
Computer.
What's the Kayak Adventure Series? Yeah, it's going to be in June 19th and 20th, so another month away, and it's going to
Yep.
be the Juniata Regatta. So they'll be up in Pennsylvania
Oh,
on the
okay.
junior on the junior. That place is also in a goddamn drought too. That shit's gonna be rough. They're gonna be dragging and casting.
Well, good luck to you up there.
That's not on my schedule. If I did good at this one, I might, but I didn't do good at this one. And I say that 20th is really good. I'm sorry to take that away. This is still me internally loathing, but yeah, it was all right.
Did you bring the belt and flex it on everybody at the dinner?
No, man, I didn't bring that damn belt. I should have. That shit is clean. I just
Just
moved.
had like a little wax cloth with you the whole time and like reflected off of the light just to
Yeah.
make sure everybody knows. Hell yeah.
After somebody bumped me, man, I was like, yo, keep your prints off the belt.
Yo, it would have been a problem immediately.
Like an old school Macho Man showcase. I mean,
Golly. Fisticuffs. Damn. Alright. Well, have the drought conditions raised your suspicions thoroughly thus far?
oh man, I mean, I won in drought conditions last year, and I definitely could have won in drought conditions this year. Drought conditions raised my suspicion since last year. I'm one with droughted waters.
Well, obviously, you can't do a lot about it because you're dealt with what. I mean, you deal with what you're dealt, right?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
So, do you feel like you have to switch things up? So, if you know you're in a drought and you're going to be in a drought, and that's just how it's going to be, is there any mental switch, or is there a game plan alteration that has
Always.
become a part of the? Okay, so what's like the primary drought plan characteristic, at least coming into this year?
Bait. What is the bait? Where should the bait be? What the bait could be doing? So, like, and a lot of people will think this is simple and it's clear cut. So, we'll go back to Kayak Adventure Series on Gatewood. Any video that I saw on Gatewood said that the bluegill fishing at Gatewood is phenomenal, like amazing. All right, cool. Because when there's a drought, bluegill have to go shallow anyway, because that's how they'll get their food and chase the minnows and things like that. So if you find shallow water, you should find bluegills. If you find bluegills post spawn, you find bass, because bass will tear up bluegill on post spawn. They'll sit around beds. So normally in droughted conditions, my first instinct is always to figure out what the bait is. If it's a shad style bait, you're going to have to look into the deepest pool of the droughted area, because they don't like to be too hot and they don't like to be too cold. So if you can figure out where they're at, they won't be shallow because it's going to heat up too fast. In the morning they will be, but not midday. But if you can figure out where they're going to stay at and hide around, you're going to find the bass in the drought, because everything gets so congregated and concentrated that if you know where bait is, you'll know where the bass are in the bass tournament. Same thing as last year in the drought on Afterbay Reservoir. The heavy bluegill fishery, it was down about 10 or 11 feet, and bluegills were spawning. There you go. That's it. You know what's happening. There was shad in the deepest pool in the middle, but since the bluegills were outnumbering the shad in protein and in sheer protein, the bass chose the bluegills and stayed shallow until the wind blew, and then they just went to wherever the wind blew and sat there. But yeah, when it's droughted, it's best to understand what the bait's doing, because then it'll put you on to what the predators are doing, especially in like that close quarter scenario.
Well, but Wolfram wants to know if you ever review old aerial photos of historic low water levels. What do we do? Well, okay, so
Yeah, you have to.
sure, but maybe in the age of live sonar, that could definitely obsolete some of that, because it's basically just like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go find out anyways what's going on.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It saves you time pre-planning. So for tournaments like Santee and this one, I didn't really do too hard of a map study on Gatewood because it didn't have a lot of things to look at. But like when I looked at Murray last year, when I looked at Hartwell this year, yeah, you have to look at like Google Earth photos and then start playing with the slider, or you can go into historical data on the government what is it, USGS, or UG, whatever the water level site is. It'll keep the historical data so you can figure out what dates it's at its lowest based off of that, and then you can throw it into Google Earth and find that date or try to find that time frame to see when it's at its low. But I will say the only thing that the low is going to tell you is best is like creek channels, how they set up, hidden rock piles, hidden laydowns, things of that nature to give you like a aha moment. But most of the time they're going to be out of the water. But yeah, I normally use when lakes are low, I look for creek channels. On Hartwell, I look for shoals because with with spotted bass or Alabama bass, they like to go into all those little breezeways in between islands when the wind's blowing. So I just look for shoals that historically are not out of the water, and then if I can barely see them on the map, then I can assume they're out of the water, which I did for Hartwell, and it worked out really well. What's up, Andrew? So yeah, bluegills and Fontana Lake stay where creeks run to the lake. Yeah, but Fontana is one of those magical lakes where there's also trout that are put in there. So when a bass sees a bluegill or a trout, they're going to most likely go for the trout. It's a higher protein source to their normal forage. So yeah, that's why you be whipping out big ass swim baits in Fontana. All right, Andrew.
Well, freaking Sea-Dye's talking about freezing. We're in here talking about 90 plus degrees.
And droughted water. I'm pretty sure his water not even in a drought.
Gosh.
Yeah.
No, that northern like Midwest. I was looking up the drought maps yesterday for the country, and they're fine.
Yeah.
All of that little area, the Indiana, Ohio region, is absolutely just doing as expected.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, he out there worried about freezing. I wonder if his bass even went through pre-spawn yet.
They're probably still a nice bell curve distribution of folks in all the bodies of water that don't even know what's going on, whereas all of ours are getting evicted. Like I was just hanging out on that branch last week, and that son of a bitch is over. He's out of the water.
It's out of the water, about to go on fire.
Shit.
He said that branch is about to be on fire.
Man, we got birds perching up on that damn shit. And I was living in that stick pile 2 days ago. Like, it's a problem. It's an absolute problem. They don't know what the hell's going on.
Best stick in the lake is now floating above me. I can't even hide in it. How am I gonna catch all these shad that be swimming by? The minnows can see me clear as day now.
Yeah, I mean, at least around here, I heard reports that they're still finding them on beds. But I mean, yeah, we know that there's going to be a steady population that's still doing it, and that's fine. But I mean, from what I've seen thus far, nobody's like going around. I mean, you definitely can't see them around here, so you got to get somewhere where, I mean, you're not picking them off, right? So I mean, obviously different folks. I'm wondering, especially as you get to Santee, I mean, obviously the dock pattern is going to be prevalent. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just not. I think I was what was it, Bass Fishing HQ? He was basically like, you might be going down the bank. If you can't see them on beds, you might just be catching them off beds. You just don't know it.
Yep. Yeah, it's that magical time.
I like to, when I get close to the shoreline, I like to turn off like my music and everything and see if I can hear them snoring. I'm like, oh yeah, they're definitely on beds. But we just keep it rolling, you know what I mean? Like, we're just fucking like, let's just wake them up. Like, we're throwing the noisiest shit ever just to piss them off. And I mean, you don't know really realistically. Again, live sonar is going to kind of switch that game up a little bit because you do have eyes on them, even if you don't have eyes on them. But it's almost like you got to commit to some strategy, or otherwise you'll just be scratching your head 3 hours later, wondering why you didn't go play golf.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good one. But yeah, the different stages they're in for us comparative to like Wolfram and everybody else, they're moving with the water level kind of like really condensing them. I know a lot of the fish in the city lake, they hit the bed quick. Babies zoomed. They were gone right offshore, and that window was probably, and I wish I was there, but the window was probably within like 3 or 4 days of like when I really messed them up. Like I was beating up 5 and 6 pounders, and I didn't get the memo that they were leaving the bank, and when they left that bank, they left it hard, and I should have went. All I had to do was probably go like 30 yards inwards of the lake on those days, and probably would have caught them gorging. But I think I came back like a week later with a buddy, and sure enough, as we were going to a spot, they started just blowing up. I'm like, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What are they eating? I put the scope down. Sure enough, it's like a wolf pack of just bigs just tearing up shad and running. I was like, oh, okay, well, they're off the beds. They're moving and grooving.
It's a buffet. Golly, I don't blame them.
Nah, I don't blame them. It was like, they said, F them kids. I'm going to eat.
Hell, your deadbeat dad factory just going on at the
Runaway moms and deadbeat dads. Fuck them kids. Yeah, man.
Orphanage out there. Well, okay, so, the cycle's going to repeat itself. And then the bluegill pattern becomes a big, realistic, like, it's hard to ignore at this point. Looking for all, the videos online was like, look for the bluegill beds, which is fine and dandy, but still at the same time, like, you're looking at, especially as it gets into summer, I think, my opinion, at least around here in the mid-Atlantic, summertime, you have the most, like, during the day, historically, you got to switch gears. Like, you can kind of run the same thing from like March, April, early May. You can like run the same thing the entire day and probably do just fine. But we're at that point by the end of this month into June. I mean, you got your early morning low light. The top water is an option, but then it's like now you got to get off. It's like by the time it's 10 a.m., you're starting to look at stuff that is either super covered or you just got to get your ass off the damn shoreline. Switching gears, I mean, it is what it is. I'm the type of idiot, I'll just run the same thing all day and not care. Just be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a part of the game. But obviously, if you're in a competition and you got, you kind of are banking on the fact that you can figure something out, or at least have some level of backup plans. Do you like having, or otherwise, do you plan on having that option B, C, and D, etc., or is that, I guess it can kind of feel overwhelming because then you also have to figure out when to switch the gear, if that makes sense.
Yeah, those are normal strategies to have, like, especially like, as you said, at this point in time when we know they're going to be in different stages and they're going to be feeling a certain way, especially with the water temperature and light penetration. That's another thing that's not talked about enough with the drought conditions, is that your water gets so clean. And with clean water, you get very clear-eyed fish that don't do stupid fish stuff. So you always have to equate that into the drought aspect. But so in the morning, yeah, you just like you said, low light baits, your top waters, your swim baits, your loud baits, really, really easy. And then midday or late morning, right? That's when you really have to switch. I don't want to say switch the gear, but you have to understand what gear they're going to be in, because if you're out there fishing on a shallow flat, they're not going to stay on that shallow flat. They're going to go to the nearest piece of cover or deepest water. So you always have to have that ready. And then what I normally do to combat that, though, is if I know they're on a grass line, for instance, and as the hours go, I start casting away from the grass line to see if I'm still getting bit. Because if I'm still getting bit outside the grass line, then I know they're starting to move. And if I keep, moving a little bit more and moving a little bit more, I can then, have an idea of where they're probably moving or how they're moving in the time frame. So as long as you try to keep that in order, you'll probably have a good idea of when to air quote switch the gear or move to the next strategy. Keep that in mind as you're going through the day. But I think the easiest thing is if there's docks. I mean, once you can feel the sun burning your back, it's time to go through the dock. It's time to go to cover. Look for the nearest laydowns. They're probably there. Most likely they're there because they probably felt that heat way before you did.
And I know, Mr. Latimer's brought it up in a lot of his clips where he talks about one of the most common questions he gets is like, when do you switch up? When do you make that mental decision to go, all right, I'm not doing this anymore. I need to go do that, whatever. And there's really no. I mean, he has an answer because you have to have an answer. I get that, but at the same time, it's a gamble. It's really a gamble anyway you slice it.
Every time.
It's kind of like what feels good, right? Because you're not gonna. There's not really a right or wrong decision to make. It's really whatever's going to help you feel confident doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? Another factor to potentially put into the mix, like when you have droughts. So extrapolating out a little bit more. So when you have an extended drought, that's implying that you're not getting a lot of rain. So the thing that I see, especially with a lot of my places, just because they are landlocked, right? They're fed by storm water. They don't have it's not dammed where they can release water or whatever. Is obviously drought equals lower water level, and it continues to go lower. So you get more stagnant water. Why? The water stays more stagnant because it's not moving. It's not moving because you're not getting fronts. The fronts bring in the rain. So if you take away the fronts that come in, you get stagnant ass, stinky butt water. And that's before you leave the porta potty. But once you're actually out on the water, you find out, especially, mosquitoes. This time of year, the bugs are going to start flying in and doing all their kind of problems. So the mosquitoes are laying their eggs and having all their shit happen. The smaller fish, the bluegills, start eating those bugs that are doing that kind of stuff. Now that's driving them a little bit more, and that just goes along with whatever area is going to stay stagnant the longest. So that tucked in tight coves that have a lot of trees that are protected from the wind, have that stagnant ass butt water. That's the scientific term. Those also become more viable, or at least maybe more of a hot commodity that they flip on and flip off pretty quickly. From my experience, obviously everybody's got their own stuff. But you'll go a 20-30 minute span where they'll hit anything that comes through and then it's just gone, right? You can come back and then it is what it is. But Jesus, having, if you're in stagnant old drought water, it's not a bad idea to at least inspect some of those places, even if the water may be a foot deep at the most. They don't care. I mean, they care, but that just means they're not going to stay there that long, but they'll definitely explore. You know what I mean? When you're going to the grocery store and you go to the clearance rack and you're maybe I can get some almost expired donuts because I'm going to just knock down some donuts later.
Yep.
It's worth the drive-by and then you're out, but I mean, it's still something to inspect, I think. I mean, that's just something I've
100%.
seen happen.
I'm about to say that's 100%. Even during the Kayak Adventure series, I was catching bass in 1.3 feet of water with a 3/16 ounce chatterbait. They're there. Both the bluegills and the bass were enjoying their droughted 2 foot max grass flats, which was amazing for the chatterbait bite. My chatterbait bite, I felt like I knew what I was doing.
Blindfolded, just bringing it back and waiting for the vibration to stop. Hell yeah.
Dude, it was so dope. It was so good.
Okay.
The chatterbait just locked, and then you just see your line just go and just. Oh man, I don't know. Chatterbait is cool. I love chatterbait, but when it's so shallow, you got to keep that thing. I have to keep it at a certain speed so I don't muddy the bottom. I don't create a trail that pisses them off and makes them go the other way. And then I'm keeping the tip high, and then it just gets a little knock, and then it slowly loads while I'm just pull that thing up. That was really dope. Really, really well. Loved it.
Dang. So then, what's the we've kind of already alluded to it.
Dad life I lived butt water last year.
What are we doing? If we're loading up the boxes, we're loading up the 36 and 3700s.
Miss A!
Tier 3, golly.
T3 106.
Triple digits.
Yo,
Look at that.
triple dig. T3s.
Just like the amount of percentage on your watt cycle, it's always at 3.
Always
digits,
at
100%.
Hundo.
Then you turn it on. Must-haves when you're leaving the home. When you're leaving home, and you know you can't bring everything with you. You're packing a couple boxes. Late May, early June.
North Carolina? For North Carolina?
For like, let's just say like mid-Atlantic, kind of like the.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. What do you put next to your urchins?
So you gotta have. I have to have drop shot, chatterbait. Then there has to be. I will say a popper, but I also want to say like a pencil popper. But I'll just go with a popper, and then make sure it's like a medium sized popper so I can walk it, and then a jerkbait. Those are going to be my four like solid ones.
Dang.
What about you?
What about me? Oh man. Walmart shiners. That's for me. This snack.
Yo, let's go.
No, I mean, if we're just going out trying to catch them, I think the plastics. I think we're at that like transitionary stage where like some of like your like dead, no actiony plastics that you use in the cold water start to get retired, and you start bringing in the flippy flappy shit.
Yep.
So like all the little creature baits, man, with all the little funky stuff. Because I mean, you can, I think at least around here, right? You can always squeak out a pity bite. Just dropping that on their nose.
Not the pity.
And it is what it is. I think the bladed jigs. They're just anywhere that's got a lot of pressure. Chatterbait, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter what it is, man. I feel like they just get their teeth rattled from just hearing those all day long. I mean, if you're going somewhere that doesn't have a lot of pressure, great. But if you're going somewhere that's got a boat ramp and a name around here, they're getting chattered all to shit constantly, right? So it brings the spinnerbait back, I think, because it's still it's got the flash, it's got the vibration. Yes, it's a different vibration, but it's more flash than a bladed jig usually throws out. And you can work it a hell of a lot slower. And I'll be damned, I don't really like throwing spinnerbaits, but they don't snag nearly as much as a bladed jig does, especially in wood. I mean, if you're in grass, bladed jig, but if you're around wood, spinner. That's just, I think it's a safer bet. I mean, you can get away with it if you're really tuned in and you got it covered, sure. But like if you're just trying to throw and not feel that kind of like shit, like the spinner or square bill, right? Because I mean, it's kind of made for that kind of situation. So if you're plunking it out, I mean, that's always fun. We've talked about that before, but the square bill / spinner combo. I think has to be recognized more. If it's sunnier out, I'll go square bill. If it's darker or kind of overcast, or if it's more windy, I'll go spinner. That kind of thing. And I'm trying to get back into like glide baits, big baits. So I've already got one tied on. I'm probably gonna cut it off, but I feel as though that's probably the better shot.
Yeah, at least a couple casts, especially with the clear water. If you get a really nice windy day. And you see that lay down, might as well give it a couple slashes, doot, and then just get that boop.
Yeah, I put a Nessie on earlier, but
man, that like it's trying to get big.
I mean, it's a good thing I don't have a pet, or else it probably would get big sitting here. But that, and I went back and watched some older videos like tactical bassing and stuff, looking at like S waivers and stuff like that. And it just seems like really, I mean, it's not like, I mean, you can cover water, but I think it's more so like you're really just trying to figure out the lay of the land and kind of get an idea for, even if you got followers or chasers, right? Like just people just bringing them up. I think that even if they're not biting, I think that feels good. Just to have like, okay, so there's stuff there. It's paying attention. I'm in the general vicinity of something. So let's go ahead and try to figure out if we need to like dial it in. I think that's good information regardless.
I love that information. I think I always like followers. In a tournament scenario, I hate followers, but in a practice and getting to know the area scenario, I love seeing followers because then it's the mental note. It's me hitting the fish finder saying, "Hey, fish here," and then coming back on a hopefully like a little bit later and trying a bait that I feel should work for him, and then trying to figure out that bite. But yeah, I've always enjoyed watching followers. It definitely pisses me off during tournaments, but it keeps the anxiety right where it needs to be.
Oh. Speaking of followers, if it's your first time checking out the channel,
oh gosh,
hit the report button.
Hey.
All right. So what's
Hey. Report.
So is it Game Reaper time?
I mean, we can talk about it. I mean, it definitely newest member of partnership this week, which was pretty dope. It was very spur of the moment from my buddy Rick. Big shout out to Bassin Through. He put in the work. I was just a face, and they knew my face just from socials, being local. So it definitely was a win-win. They like what I do, and I've always told them I like what they do. So it was definitely a great. It will be a great collaboration. So look forward to working with a lot of their team members. I've seen a couple and I've met a couple. So look for content. They want to do a lot of content, so it should be really good.
Entering the corporate side.
Definitely getting into.
Equation.
I don't think it's corporate. Just getting into that. Go to bed, Bubba. Definitely getting into that partnered influencer side of things. So yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty dope.
Suit and tie out on the hammer. How about it? All right. So we got that going on. All right. There it is.
The baby boy.
Animals.
He just wanted to be a part of everything. You can say hi.
And the thing about Game Reaper baits is you can be about everything by placing an order tomorrow. Do that.
You gonna say hi? No, you just want rubs.
I ain't mad at him. My brother, just another me.
Yeah. Big Sharpay love. You ready to go? I gotta finish my podcast. You gonna be good boys? Go ahead. Good boy. Go to mom.
Just like that. See, even the dogs like Game Reaper.
Bubba, you like Game Reaper baits? Yes, tail wags.
Hell yeah.
Uh-oh.
Exactly. They'll know it's not bacon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any Hood Skills wants to know about the Alabama rig.
Thoughts on the Bama rig? In what state, though?
This state of catching them.
Hey, yeah, Alabama rig is forever. Like it's just heavy. If you slinging out the A rig, just make sure your shoulders, make sure you did some good stretching. Now the A rig is good year round. Sadly, it's just that it's not something that everybody's gonna keep throwing.
Gotta get permission.
Nah, Alabama rig is definitely priceless. Works really good. You'll see a lot of, especially Carolinians or North Carolinians, throwing it winter and late fall. Yeah, late fall into winter, you'll see a lot of people throwing the A rigs. I've also seen some people do it pre-spawn when they're setting up on points, but at that point, I mean, I'm scoping them with a minnow. You do less damage. You do less damage to a group of fish with a minnow than an A rig. An A-rig gets that whole school moving. A minnow, and well, I guess a minnow could do the same thing, but a minnow they reset a lot easier with a minnow.
Why throw one when you can throw 7 at them at the same time?
Yeah, if you can get more than one a bite, I mean it's good. Oh, speaking of that, I got 2 fish on 1 popper hook.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was a first. One of them came off when I got the net out, but he touched the boat, so it counted. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, so the same treble?
The same treble, T.
Oh shit! They were straight up like competing. They didn't care about you. It was about them versus each other.
Yeah, they were definitely trying to kill that popper head first, both of them at the same time. So, really cool. It was really cool. And I was lucky enough that the one that came off was the smaller one, so I wasn't really too distraught about it.
Hell yeah. They was kissing.
They was definitely kissing.
Bro said, let me catch your breath.
He said, why'd you go for this one, Carl? Why'd you go ahead first? Why'd you go ahead first, Earl?
They got named. I'm telling you, man, as soon as I can get out, I'm gonna try to double up for real. It's just going down.
The dual urchin or the dual dice.
The double dice.
My man playing CeeLo down there.
Hell, you're gonna be rolling it. You're gonna be straight. The high roller rig. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! Yo, T got another one. Year to year. Damn.
Popper in Pursuit.
The high roller rig.
Golly,
brother.
Try it.
Yo, they gonna steal. They stealing that shit, dog.
If I see a fucking ice show with these bitches on, boy, my team put the lit in litigation.
The high roller rig is crazy good.
Holy, I'm gonna get that bitch in a tree so quick. Oh, Arbor Day Society is going to find my address.
Yo. T, that's a killer. That's a name, dog.
Talk to you people at Game Rate.
No.
I'll talk to them.
No.
Let's see.
They ain't making dice. They're making the Oscar. We got to come up with a name for a dual Oscar rig.
I'll get my people.
Okay.
All right, y'all wanna? I mentioned this last time. We don't got to do it, but I did. I printed out some stuff about examples of ethical dilemmas that we might face on the water. I've got four scenarios. So if y'all want to, we can run through them really quick, just to kind of like, just to generate some conversation. Is that worthwhile, or did y'all want to go in another direction? Because
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
All right.
Don't worry about chat. So we won't do it. Don't worry about chat. I'm good with it. Let's run.
All right. So I got 4 of them. So here's what we'll do. I got these, and if y'all wanted to come up with some of your own to put into like Discord or something, because I think it's interesting to just get into the mind of the people, right? We spend a lot of time trying to get into the minds of the fish, but all they're thinking of is they're just thinking about French fries and other stuff that's pretty trivial.
And urchin baits.
That's
all they want right now, both on the water
and
in the water.
We got to get it. Actually, I did read today when I was supposed to be working that the theory about urchin baits is that when fish are like in the fry size, so like the very first parts of their lives, essentially once they've hatched, that they eat a lot of microscopic, like phytoplankton, in other words. So like apparently the shape of an urchin bait is supposed to be similar to some of the stuff that they eat from a very, very young age, and that there's a part of their brain that remembers that shape.
Ratatouille.
They eat it out of instinct because they used to eat them a long time ago.
I can definitely see that being like, that old thing, that home cooking when you were young, got that nostalgia in it. That primordial Hunger Game.
No, because if you dangled a box of candy cigarettes in front of me, I'm fucking going after it. Like whether or not I'm gonna get it is obviously up to whatever's going on, but I will be trying.
Best believe that
I will be trying.
I know that Chuck E. Cheese pizza gonna be disgusting, but I'll give it a try at any age.
Yo, Shoot, I'll tell you what.
At any
Golly.
age, can't tell me nothing.
Toilet paper technology has advanced, so
Shit.
we're wiping regardless.
Flintstone vitamins still hit just same way when you was younger.
Yo, they're activating in there. As soon as you get that Rona, man, they start firing up.
We was
True
built.
story. It hurts. All right, so we'll go over some scenarios. So, well, I'll lay the scenario out, and then we can kind of look at it from two different positions of the idea. Like, I'll give two different options. Obviously, the potential responses are, infinite, but I think it's kind of one of those things. We got to be realistic. So I'll put out four. I'll say them. So I'll talk about them. And then if we want to do like a 30-second, everybody kind of collect their thoughts. And then if you want to share what you're thinking, and then obviously if folks in the chat wanted to share their thoughts. So we're not looking for agreement. We're just looking for like, pick which response you think is probably going to be what you would do if you were in the scenario. And then if you want to explain why, basically like show your work. So basically a response would be, here's what I would do, here's why. And we'll just look at it. So we're not judging necessarily. I mean, I'm judging, but you don't have to judge each other's responses. It just puts it into perspective of kind of what our experiences are, because what we decide to do in the current, what happens now is usually shaped upon what we've been through up to this point. So it's just a neat little scenario, right? It's not that big of a deal. Just like most of the lakes right now, because we're in drought, it's not that deep. So just go ahead and just look at it from that perspective. All right, so the first one is, the scenario is the dying catch. They have titles. The dying catch is the first scenario.
Okay.
So what happens is you release a fish, but it floats up moments later, is clearly dying. We're talking belly up. Position A is you keep it. So what that means is I believe it's more ethical to harvest the fish than to let it go to waste. And then position B is to leave it. So you follow the catch and release principle. So basically you didn't, you weren't Mike Longing them, right? Like you were out there, you were trying to catch them fair and square. Something happened, you got them in the gill or you got them in the tongue and hit those arteries. Any type of further intervening would probably be, it is not helpful at all. If anything, it might cause more issues. So we're talking like, I don't got any Mountain Dew, so he's not going to hit the Mountain Dew or anything like that. You're just going to leave it. So keep it and say, this isn't going to waste. Or B, I did everything I was supposed to do. I'm not out here on purpose to cause any problems. We're just going to leave it, and whatever happens according to nature is what happens. What would you do?
All right, give everybody 30. I already got my stance. Damn.
Turtles got to eat too. I mean, that's why I bring Jello dogs out to the lake, just in case.
What are Jello dogs?
The diets of most of the turtles in like a 10-mile radius of my house.
What? That didn't explain. You didn't explain it.
The answer is always it depends, but
Yeah, it depends. It's the easy way out.
just say you gotta pick one.
Oh man. That's true, and that's where I was going with it. I'll throw my first stance out, and I'm going to leave it. But the reason why I'm going to leave it is because if I did have a krill limit, I'm in trouble if I keep it, and which I normally don't because I'm catch and release angler, and most of the time, the wildlife sees the dead thing before, like in no time. So ospreys and eagles always see fish floating where I'm fishing. So it's rarely going to go sit there and float for more than like 10 minutes. Like something's getting it in that time frame for the most part. But I always just leave them if it comes down to that. Unless I know like somebody on the bank has said, yo, if you catch something, bring it to me, I'll eat it. They don't really. I'll give it to them. I know they ain't going to eat it, but I'll give it to them anyway.
How much money you got?
Oh shit! Yeah, if I gave them a price, they weren't gonna pay it. If it's a bass, I'm leaving it. Oh yeah. But what if it's like a muskie or something? Like a big old muskie. I'm still leaving it.
Putting that musk on a t-shirt. Waves brings up a good point. Asking DNR if about a slot fish that floats and saying that it has to stay in the water.
Oh yeah,
So
there
like,
you go.
what D Money says depends on if it's not of legal size, then you can't keep it.
Yep. Stop gut hooking. Yo, it doesn't even gotta be a gut hook. It can literally be just like 2 quick slashes of a gill, and then they can't coagulate.
That's why we got the emergency Mountain Dew.
You gotta
I'll
keep
tell
the
you,
emergency. Dude.
it's good to know. I mean, most fish, but especially bass, they have that big artery that goes in their tongue. So like, if you get a hook like an EWG right in the tongue, when I see that, like I'm normally like, shit, let me get this out right quick and get them back in the water, because you leave those out, especially if they're kicking and like fussing in the net, man. They'll hit that artery real quick, and then you're gonna be scrounging for some Mountain Dew and trying to send them to a motocross race.
Dude,
right quick, otherwise
they
you gotta
just
get
be
them right
leaking.
Golly.
Can you imagine your heart literally has an artery that runs from right here to your bottom of your tongue and then to your lungs? Like, that shit sucks.
I wouldn't have made it past like H2, so I'm kind of glad we ain't doing that kind of routine.
Like, you know, this is just fun anatomy. You know, when you were a kid, you had all that Captain Crunch just tearing up your mouth. Can you imagine popping an artery eating Captain Crunch? Next thing you know, you gotta go to the hospital.
You'll be fucking Captain fucking dead.
That shit's wild.
You're gonna be Captain Corpse. So, and then each one of these has a twist, right? So I add the twist, and the twist is, what if you've already reached your legal limit?
Oh
so
shit! I already knew this question.
You've reached your legal limit, so you mentioned it. But see, now it's like, well, wait a second. These fish are, they were dead, but this one's definitely not going to make it. So it's a problem.
Yeah, Quizno bread was always sharp. I forgot about that shit. That damn Quizno's toasted bun stay slicing, dog. Rest in peace, Quiznos. Rest in peace, Blimpies, too. Do you have Blimpies near you, T?
We did at one point, but not anymore. Yeah. If we do, they sure as shit don't advertise well.
No, they don't. They definitely don't. But yeah, we'll give people a couple more seconds to think about it. But I definitely, there was something in the force. I knew it. I knew it was going to come down to the damn creel limit. Goddamn DNR with the goggles out. Oh, shoot. I wasn't streaming it, but I got pulled over at Santee 2 weekends ago. DNR rolled up on me, Chris, and Destiny. Like, and it was funny because we saw him go by. Oh, I saw him go by, and I didn't do anything, but I didn't hear him turn. And he was behind us for about, 10 seconds, and Destiny just didn't want to say, hey, guys, we got, DNR's behind us, because she thought it was just a pleasure boater following us. And it was like, and she was like, well, we're shallow, so we're just going to not get out the way. They can just go up the middle. And then Chris turned around, and he said, oh, shit. I said, what? Oh, I said, oh. And sure enough. But all he did is just pretty much just look at our vessels, make sure we had vest on, and then he looked at our boat and saw that they all were tagged, numbered, and registered with correct time frames. He said, yeah, y'all good, go ahead.
I'd have ran.
He didn't ask for Yo, T, don't do it.
Especially if I had advanced paddle techniques learned, they wouldn't even know what. They'll be like, "Oh shit, what is Brooke doing?" I'm just out there hitting fucking angles and shit, dog. Like, gotta catch me, motherfucker. God damn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I have a lot of dreams like that. It's kind of weird, but yeah. So you got away. So everything was good.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna check licenses, because I was good, but I told Destiny and Chris, I was like, I hope y'all got y'all stuff renewed, and they were like, I think so. I said, that is not the way. That is not how you start off a conversation. Is I think so.
Anything on the boat that shouldn't be just you, officer? Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
It's not. They don't think it's funny.
Ooh,
All right. All right, so scenario 2. We'll just go into the next one, and this one's relevant. I think I already know where you stand on it, but we'll see where everybody else is.
Is it forward facing?
No, we're down. I don't know. These are from like 10 years ago. So no such thing.
How good is it to look at a fish while it farts? How ethical is it to look at a fish as it farts?
I'm out fart a carp any day of the week.
Oh man.
So fishing spawning beds, spawning fish.
Ooh,
all right.
Sheesh.
So here we go. Scenario is the fish are actively spawning and potentially easy to catch. Why? Because you can see them. So you're sight fishing spawning fish. Position A is you're going to fish it because if it's legal, it's fair game when done responsibly. So not Mike Long status. Whereas position B is avoid it. Why? Because targeting spawning fish is it's kind of unfair because they're vulnerable, right? Like you know where they're at. They're trying to repopulate or otherwise reproduce, which potentially populates the body of water. But you're over there. You're trying to put a treble hook through them. You throwing the high roller rig at.
Yeah, you trying to throw a treble hook through them, T?
Golly,
that's illegal. That is not ethical.
That's why I'm running. So that's it. So position A is if it's legal, I don't care if they're spawning. We're gonna be torquing on motherfuckers regardless. Or if it's position B is they're vulnerable. It's not really a game anymore. I'm just gonna sit there, anchor down, throwing my same white soft plastic for the next 2 hours because I want to get one fish to bite that may never bite. What are we doing? What do y'all think?
Oh man, T said I'm trying to put a treble through him.
Wait a minute.
High roller rig. Fucking magic. Magic. My man's rolling snake eyes.
Text message.
Yeah, I keep hearing it. I was like, who the hell's messaging me this late?
It's the game wardens from South Carolina.
Oh yeah. I had to going into Santee because Bassmaster does the no information rule both on the kayak side and on the and on the elite side. So one of the buddies, he was like, "Man, I probably won't even get enough time to practice on Santee, or I don't know what I'm doing on Santee." I said, "Yo, DM me if you need a practice partner." So sure enough, he DMs me. He's like, "Hey, so I was planning to do this," and I was like, "Hold on." No, he said I was planning to stay here and probably run. And right when he was about to talk, I said, "Have you registered yet?" And he said, "No." I said, "We can't talk until you register, because I can talk to competitors. I can't talk to non-competitors. That's information. Like he's giving me information." I was like, "Yeah, you gotta register before you start running off what you plan to do or what you think the fish are doing. We can't be chatting like this."
Scott Martin.
About to get big Scotted. And they're going to come with the polygraph, and I'm going to have to say, no, thank you. And then they're going to be like, ha, goodbye.
Get the golf clubs.
Get the clubs.
Get the dust off them.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, D. Because, I mean, my man, I just saw, like, on Facebook, I just see it says, such and such is typing. I'm like, oh, he about to start talking. Hey, are you registered yet? All right.
I always use burner accounts.
Gotta stay with the burners. How you how are you feeling about the scenario ethically, T? Are you beating up the bettors, or you gonna let them pass? Because I mean, go ahead.
I'm not in that scenario often enough, so like most things on here, my opinion is pretty non-far-reaching. Let's put it that way. But there have been a few times. I mean, I've done it. I've seen a bed. I saw fish on it. It's like, fuck it. Let's see where we're at, right? But like, I set a limit. I'm not going to spend more than like 5-10. I mean, I give up on a poop after 3 minutes. I'm not spending more than 10 minutes on a fish.
Respectable.
And if they want to bite, great, because it's like, all right, cool. and then you catch them, get a picture, and put them right back. I don't do a competitions enough to have any experience. Obviously, if you're in a competition, I mean, you want to win it. So there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I guess that does count. Yeah, I didn't think of that in that scenario. Fair.
If it's just me out on the water, I'll give it a good 5. Like there's a spot, one of the closer spots to my house, where I was walking the bank a couple years ago, and there was one like literally just like 2 feet off of the shoreline, just underneath like this tree shade, and I kind of did the whole like, man, I don't know, like and I ended up I had a little just a TRD worm on,
Mm-hmm.
and I spent like I said I'm gonna give it 5 casts. And on the 5th one, it bit it, and I hooked it. I was like, shit! So I was cool because it was like a 4-pounder, which is for there is a fucking lake record. Got a picture and put it right back, and then just kept it moving, right? But like the whole time on the way home, I'm thinking like, fuck, man. Hopefully that fish isn't like all pissed off. It's like, man, fuck it. And then all like the ducks and the turtles are going in there to fuck up all the egg. You know what I mean? Like, there's like that. There's that kind of like collateral damage on a big body of water. Probably not that big of a deal, but like this, I'm talking this one, you can see from end to end anywhere you stand on it, right? So like that's like a significant kind of like population issue. It just depends. I don't know. Like I'm not against it, but I don't hit one of these when I see them. If that makes sense.
Fair. Yeah, I treat it like a Hell in a Cell match. They getting fucked up off the top rope. If I see them, they getting beated.
Let the game warden watch the VOD.
Straight lariat that dude when he come out the water. But yeah, I'm definitely in the mindset if I can see them on bed, I'm trying to get bait on their head. I'm trying to disturb the peace as much as possible if I can see them out there.
All right. I mean, I don't think this is as much as ethical. I think it's as much as like what kind of like mentality you have, because it's not. It is legal, right? I mean, generally speaking, it's legal. So you're not pulling that.
Those New York dudes.
Like, it's your moral character that seems to have a little bit more of a weight or lack thereof.
Yep.
Than anything else.
Yeah, those New York, Canada people they can't mess with smallies or they can't mess with bass during a certain amount of time during that spawn. I don't know if that rule has changed, but I do remember that being a thing for them. Like they were just off limits.
So I'm never going to Canada.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons, but yeah. We got an intermission though.
Yeah, some Hooksets.
A mid-break of favorite lake to fish and worst to fish in the Carolina, VA area.
Bugs Island, worse. Fish too fucking small, and they're all turning to Alabama bass. Best lake to fish, I can't really talk about it, but I'll give a distraction lake for the Carolinas. I'll put Waccamaw up there. That place is really fun. Just gotta watch out for gators. So yeah, Waccamaw and then Bugs Island. I can't stand Bugs Island. I can stand Bugs Island because there's Alabama bass there, but just getting size in that damn lake is so hard. Like you really have to luck up with largies, or you have to really, really luck up with a school of damn Alabama bass, and it's so rough. What about for you, T? What you got?
So we're talking. I mean, if we're just going to slander all the Roanoke River, and I'm down. I'm 100%. I don't give a fuck. I mean,
you know it's Briary. You know it's the fucking flooded forest of death.
I do want to go back to Briary. That would be fun. I want to go back to Briary.
So scary looking back at it. Those fish are big as fuck in there, T. They're so big.
I would wager a small amount of money that there's probably like several fish over 15 pounds in there.
I wholeheartedly agree. And with this drought, I'm guarantee you they're sitting right there in that junction between both of those damn ramps and just sitting in those deep ass trees waiting for a jig.
Yeah, Briary has mysteries that may or may not, I don't think they'll ever be revealed.
I'm about to say, yeah, never. They probably got some bodies down there too. Can you imagine?
I can, but I have to sleep, so I try not to.
Oh man, my bad.
Briary's off. No, yeah, Briary Creek. For those who don't know, just Google Briary Creek in Virginia. It's a lake. It basically, literally, yeah, they flooded a forest, and it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I've gone out there with a boat a couple times, and we got stuck on a tree. It was pretty fucking not cool. But there's some big stuff going on in there.
Such big fish.
I don't. Realistically, if you talk about like worst, and this goes for Carolina and Virginia, like all the by the coast, so like Albemarle Sound kind of like carries it for, and then as it goes up closer to where I'm at, you're looking at like the North Landing River. So all of the like they're called rivers, but when people, I think I could be wrong because it happens. Like people hear the word river, right? They're thinking of like a fucking mountain and like a streaming water flow that goes through rocks and has all kinds of cool shit going on. But like when you're around here and you say river,
what's up, banana?
You're definitely not talking about like that's not what it is. It's like the opposite. Like just like brackish ass fucking shitty water that's wind tide driven. It's not lunar tide driven. So you're not looking at tide charts. You're looking at the wind charts. Like fucking crusty ass shipwrecks from like the colonial times. Like you're basically dodging history as you're trying to just fucking go foul hook a flounder.
And then you got
just the problem.
And then you got to figure out what state you're in, because in Virginia, if you're at the Virginia line, you're like, oh, it's cool. You're in North Carolina line, that's a $500 ticket. Good buddy, you're done. You're done.
Man, it's well, I mean, it's better than. I mean, it's interesting, right? Because how many? Like, there's not too many places on Earth. I guess there are, but realistically, in terms of like that has boat ramps where you can catch a largemouth in like not even a quarter mile, like you're catching fucking like
sea trout.
Fish.
You catch a sea trout, easily, or a damn redfish under a dock. Like what? Like what are you doing here?
Always bring some like bright colored grubs because you just don't know. As soon as you cast it out, you just don't know. But there's just so like there's a lot of them are used for shipping lanes. So you literally have barges that are huge. It's just business as usual. So it's not just the fish, it's the environment. There's so many environmental factors that turn it into a big pain in the ass. And now with Memorial Day weekend coming up, now you got people with jet skiing and fucking water skiing and all that shit's going on. Bluetooth speakers as far as the ear can hear.
Don't forget Bassmaster's about to come back over.
They're gonna blow up the spot. Actually, I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, it's now more people are fishing it, so you kind of like if you're gonna go, I mean, you're running higher up in the creeks that are not close to the openings where that's where all the boat ramps and stuff are, at least the legit boat ramps. The logistics, like it's everything but the actual fish that makes it a pain in the ass. And that's why people just don't go there. That's why it's not. Like people aren't like, oh, let's go to the fucking Pascatank River. No, they're thinking like, let's go to Okeechobee or like, let's go to Gunnersville. They're not going to fucking Elizabeth City.
They're going to E-City.
It's just not going to happen. So we'll get off the soapbox because my feet hurt. But you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those kind of things. Like, oh man, you got all these places around, all this kind of shit. It's like, man, sure, but like, it's a pain in the ass, and you're dealing with like we don't have alligators up here, but we got so many things that would just piss you off.
Yep.
Like, you know what? I wish there was just a fucking alligator at the ramp so I could say, hey, you can't go out today. There's fucking gators at the ramp. And then you could just, like, write it off. But no, you go out there for 8 hours and you're like, well, I hit my prop. The last time I went out on one of those creeks that goes into the North Landing River, I fucking clipped the shit out of my prop on a stump. I'm talking that some bitch jumped up and I was like, shit. And then like everybody's quiet for a second. Like it fucking matters if you're quiet, because I don't know if I'm getting ready to cry or fucking call AAA.
He said this boat it's about to pay some money in this damn thing for this mistake.
No, man, that's an expensive stump. No, it was all good because it was wood. If it was like rocks, you're done. But when you hit stumps, usually the metal is a little bit tougher than the wood. Usually, so that was that.
That's funny.
All right, I digress. We got a little bit of time, so I got two more for y'all. And then we'll go call the game warden. So the over limit anglers, right? So okay, here's the scenario. So an angler is keeping more fish than what's allowed per the regulations. However, they say that they're feeding their family. So this isn't you. So you're talking to somebody at the ramp, let's say.
Okay.
And they got a cooler, and you ask them like, "Hey man, did you get into them or what?" And they're like, "Yeah." They open up the cooler, and it's like, "Yo, that's
Jesus Christ,
a lot of fish." And you're like, "Hey man, I feel like that's probably more than what you're supposed to have." And they go, "No, I'm like, these are going in the fridge. Like, grocery prices are astronomical. Like, we can't keep doing this, so we're filling up on fillets." Position A is report them. Why? Because rules protect shared resources and must be enforced. So basically, you're snitching.
Yo, big
Position
snitch.
B is to kind of like either let it go or just talk it out first. So in other words, like the intent matters. So we're going to talk. We'll provide some education. We're not looking to cause any issues. Basically, it's like, look, I get that, but at the same time, like this isn't private water. This is public water. Like I want to come out here and catch too. I'm trying to feed my family as well. But it is what it is. We're not going to call, but at the same time, we can't just like not say anything. We'll have that discussion, and then we'll just kind of keep it moving. What are we doing? Are we snitching? Are we calling somebody, or are we just gonna kind of just say what's on our mind and keep it moving?
All I'm gonna say is that the Insta360 has been rolling the whole time.
As long as you got PTO for the court date.
Nah, you can do court dates remotely, dog.
That's so cheesy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's 2020 done changed this.
My PO hadn't said anything like that. Either way.
Bro, your PO know you can come in remote. Make sure you ain't cooking up no goddamn what's called it? What was Buddy from Breaking Bad? Eisen shits.
Heisenberg?
Yeah, Eisenberg whites. Make sure you ain't got the crystals, the crystal blue in there.
I'm showing up with the high rollers talking about your honor.
You're going back to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Your honor.
You have
So are
to
we
catch
snitching?
him on.
I mean, so realistically, and this was actually not to this extent, but somebody had brought up a situation that had a similar tone to this in one of our local social media groups about basically like interacting with other people that are at the same spot as you. And obviously there's the whole like, well, fuck it, I'm going to tell them to piss off. And I'm thinking like, and I work with people that aren't having a good time in their life. So like that has me biased because I'm thinking you're at the ramp or wherever you're at and you're talking to somebody and I'm assuming or otherwise for the sake of the discussion, you don't know this person. You have no idea. Like you're talking to them, you see them, even if you got the Insta rolling, you don't know them probably, right? You don't know what they're going through. You don't know if they got some issues that aren't visible. You don't know if they got a fucking gun or you know what I mean? Like you just don't know. So it's like this idea. Like I understand if they're trying to harm you or if they're trying to run you over with their vessel. Yeah, now we've got an issue. I want to deal with that because now my safety's obviously.
It's directly affecting you. Yeah.
You yes, but if you're just this is boat ramp talk. I don't know about y'all. Like I like to ham it up at the boat ramp. I think it's fun as shit. Just be like, hey man, what's it up? How you doing? Like, did you get into him? What were you throwing? Like I just have that small talk. So if somebody just flips open the fucking cooler lid and their shit is slam full, I'm like, oh shit. Like I can't count punch past 10 because that's how many fingers I got. But I feel like that's way more than you're supposed to have. Like it's one of those kind of deals. Like I'm not gonna say like, oh shit. Like stay right here. I'm gonna go like call the game warden.
Stay right here.
No, I might go to the car and do it, but I'm definitely not doing it right there when I'm talking to the person. I definitely do think it makes sense to acknowledge it, and I might even say something along the lines of like, "Look, I'm not gonna tell nobody, but I'm really hoping you're not doing this on like a day-to-day basis because, like, this is if it's public water, then that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, that's not on you. That's not for you. That's for everybody. If it's your own spot, then I mean, it is what it is. I probably wouldn't be out there if it's your own spot because it's private. But you know what I mean? Like it has
Yep.
that. Like I'm going to acknowledge it, but I'm not going to challenge it.
I get you.
Now, if I got that thing on me,
He said I got a little confidence when I got the steel ready to start spilling.
like if I'm concealed carrying, I might pull my shirt up and act like I'm scratching, but really I'm letting you know.
He's like, got that thing.
No, it's not. It's not that big of a deal. It's not worth because I mean, y'all know people. You just don't know. People are the most unpredictable thing ever, right? So like, you can say the wrong thing to somebody that's having a really fucking bad day, and now you got issues. You got more issues than National Geographic, and you were just trying to ask somebody how their day was on the water. You know what I mean? It's like it'll snowball quickly.
I can see that.
But it doesn't make it right. I'm not saying it's an excuse. And finding that kind of in between, that kind of gray area.
Yeah, personally, for me, I would definitely say, I would interject and just say, well, watch out, creel limit is this, don't let DNR catch you doing this. Just giving them the heads up. And then say, yo, I got this recorded too, so don't fuck around and find out.
Oh, shit.
No, I wouldn't say that. That's horrible. But yeah, I wouldn't mind my business. I agree. Gotta behave still, you know what I mean? Hey, regulators, I see you, Banana. I see you. Can't be no geek off the street.
All right, I'd be like, so you got to tell them, like, hey, buddy, I don't know if you know this, but I'm world famous angler Scott Martin.
Oh,
and around
shit.
here, we don't keep over the limit.
Damn. You want to hit with the Scotty M's?
Hell yeah.
Not like this, T. Not like this.
You can look me up on MySpace. All right. So we're going to say something. Yeah, I mean, I'm with what he's saying, man. Like, say something and keep it moving. People are crazy, right? So that's, there you go. I mean, what are you going to do? It's not your job to police that stuff, but I definitely don't think it's a bad idea to kind of like just keep record.
Yeah.
If you got footage, great. Don't delete that footage. Hold on to it. Because you could just, hold it over their head. It'll be a great, like, let's say they back into you at the Walmart 2 weeks later. Like, wait a second, I know you. They're like, oh shit, that's Scott Martin I backed into.
Damn, Scotty catching strays for days.
It's a part. Hey, it is what it is. I haven't mentioned them in the last 10 episodes, so I was overdue.
Facts.
All right, let's throw one more out there, and then we'll kind of
Chef?
spin it into freestyle land. All right, so tournaments versus fish welfare. This comes up a lot. It's never really gone anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. So let's look at it in the realm of so where we're at right now with like. So let's say you're in a competition that uses live wells. Catch, photo, release is a different story, which it is what it is.
Yeah.
Catch, weigh, release also kind of covers this. But let's say you're in a live well based weigh-in tournament. So you're in a tournament. You've caught a few, like you're doing well. You got them in a live well. You're throwing Mountain Dew in there every couple hours just to make sure that. But you're noticing, like, it's the middle of summer, and y'all know in the summer, fucking, it sucks. Like, there's people that'll take like gas station ice bags and just like throw them in the live well, and then once they catch them, they'll fill it so that way they can just keep the ice viable as long as possible, just to keep them cool.
Yep.
But you're noticing it's a couple hours before weigh-in, and the fish are looking stressed. So there's two options. One is to stay competitive. What that means is we're in competition, man. We got stuff on the line. So if the fish are going to be stressed, we're going to do what we can do. We're going to try to keep them comfortable, but we're not putting it back in because we gotta put something in that bag when we get to the ramp. It is what it is. Whereas position B is the opposite, right? Releasing early. So what that means is fish welfare outweighs the competitive success. I don't think this fish should die just because I'm trying to get a check for $25 before I go home. What are we doing? Fish is stressed. A couple hours till the weigh-in. Keep them in there. Hope for the best, or are we putting them back in? Let them go home. It's not guaranteed they're going to be just fine.
Yep.
But we're just going to release them because we're thinking, shit, man. If we keep them in this live well much longer, we might be, pulling up with some dead fish, which is a penalty, and that's one of the reasons why it's a penalty. What are y'all doing? What's the likely outcome if you're in that scenario?
That shit sucks, man. Summer tournaments suck in general. They shouldn't even exist, in my opinion. But we'll wait. We'll wait for everybody to weigh in.
Literally.
Hey. All they do it.
Iron Chef. No, what we're doing is like ethical dilemmas. We're talking like scenarios where that people might run into in like a recreational or competitive, like sport fishing situation.
Do they eat the fish if it dies? Banana depends on the species. Walleye, yes. Catfish, I want to say yes. Bass, no.
Yeah, we're treading the middle ground. So there's really not like a right or wrong answer per se. It's more so, what do we think makes the most sense from the sake of just having to live with yourself after you make or don't make any decision. But you've thrown a fish back before. Big old sore on its side. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bass tournaments. Yes, they do. That was one of the things from my Hartwell tournament that I noticed. There was previous tournaments near that area or at that ramp, and they were just dead on their sunken bass just on the shoreline. So yeah, they just take the penalty and throw the dead fish in the water. Damn, Smallwater giving out a full promotion.
That's our next partnership.
Neither of us have a fucking live well.
I do.
Oh yeah, you do. You have a boat. My bad, T. That's disrespectful.
I forget I have it too. You're good. That some bitch wasn't right next to the driveway. Be like, oh shit, look where to go.
Forgot I had that thing.
Oh, spreading fish venereal diseases. Hell yeah.
Well,
I said $25. So that's the plot twist. It's on the sheet here. The plot twist says, what if the prize money is significant or personally important? So what is personally important depends on who you are. Yep. I mean, if it's one thing, if it's like the dudes that just met up at the gas station that morning and said, let's go to this lake.
Those tournaments are dope. I like those tournaments.
But I'm talking like, let's say you're doing one that's got like a full promotion. You got like 100 boats. You got you got money with like commas in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that might be a different scenario.
Yeah, you gotta hold on to that thing. You gotta be sitting there like Nurse Jackie. You gotta work that thing back to life.
And I think I've heard of the rationale. Some of those like just weekend, let's all meet up tournaments went to like a 3 fish limit instead of a 5 fish limit. Yeah. Partially because it's like there's less crowdedness, right, in the live well, because 5 fish in a fucking John boat live well is a lot more hectic than 3.
Mad stress.
So if you're looking at like fish stress, like I think if you threw me in an elevator with like 20 other people, I'm fucking stressed out. If there's only like 4 other people in there, I could probably take them out if I had to, so I'm less stressed. So it could be one of those kind of things where I think it helps with that whole factor as well.
Agreed.
So yeah, as we know, the answer is it depends. But I think it comes down to like that gut instinct. Like, so if you're feeling good, you know what I mean? Like you're thinking, oh shit, we're about to go home with some money, and you pop that lid on the live well, and you look in there, and one of them's already starting to fucking teeter on its side, and you're just like, oh shit, this ain't looking too well. Like when you have that feeling, when that hits your stomach of like, man, that fish probably ain't doing too hot. What do you do as a result of having that? Like, and you all know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been in that scenario, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That kind of like, shit, I don't, you know what I mean? Like that whole, you got a little bit of doubt in you. What are you gonna do with that doubt?
Put him on ice. He can't die if his body goes slow.
Oh hell yeah, we're gonna cryogenically
Yep.
freeze him. He's gonna time travel right quick.
Yep. That boy about to come back and resuscitate. It's gonna be a whole 3 hours later. He ain't gonna know where he at. Except that he can breathe a little bit better, and then he's gonna go and try to survive on his way home and die.
Put him on a t-shirt.
Put him on the t-shirt. Yep. But yeah, I'll throw out mine. I'll try to keep it alive as long as possible. Make sure that I isolate it in its own life well, oxygenate it, keep water temperature pretty good. Doing my part, trying to keep that thing alive. If he goes belly up, he goes belly up. But at least he knows I tried.
I'm just trying to make sure I can sleep at night.
My boy, make sure my boy on a t-shirt and not in my nightmares. That damn 4-pounder, or was it 4 or 5 pound from Hartwell? That thing lived in my fucking brain for forever. That on the co-angler side, I think it was only like on 3 fish limit. It was almost like a 10-pound limit won it. Like damn, like dude, catch that damn 5-pounder and bring in like 2 little guys, bruh. I'm looking like King Kong in that motherfucker. I got a chance.
Got the belt waxed on already.
Jeez. I can't. That's the second time that missile bait fidget has failed me on the sight cast. That's the second time it's failed me. It failed me over in Virginia too last weekend. I saw one swimming on the flat, so I did the shaky head, and I saw this motherfucker just like turn to it and just slurp it. I saw the gill flare. I was like, oh okay. Set the hook. His head moved. Next thing you know, my shaky head's flying right next to my face. I'm like, bruh.
Hey.
That shit sucks. What would you do if you fish a carp tournament and your carp don't swim off? I got video footage of what I'm doing. That motherfucker, I'm getting in that water. I'm punching him in the gut, getting him to swim again.
Punching this. Yeah, officer, I'm looking at it right now. He's down there punching the shit out of a fish. I don't know what's going on. It could be a gator. He's down there fighting it. It's like Happy Gilmore down there fighting an alligator, getting his ball back.
Yeah, no, I'm swimming with it. And I'll say for my scenario, if the buddy who was like the groundskeeper didn't tell me they paid like 160 per grass carp in there, I was like, damn. All right, well, I gotta get this thing back to life.
Just pull up some motivational speeches on YouTube and just throw that speaker right next to where their ears should be.
Yeah, let them feel it, feel the motivation, keep them going.
Hell yeah.
No man.
Playing some Motley Crue for the ass. Kickstart that heart, baby.
Missing the phone. It could be D-Money. It could be. You might be onto something. Maybe it's not the damn missile baits fidget shaky head. Maybe it's the fish being fucking on their limitless pills.
If only they knew they potentially had some Mountain Dew waiting for them at the other end of that scenario.
Can we talk about boat ramp etiquette? Oh no.
I think I know where this is going.
Oh no.
I saw the clip. I saw the clip.
That
I
man.
saw the clip.
You know,
D had buddy pissed.
Look, I've been in a similar scenario. This was a while ago, but like with the boat, we had got it to where, and it's different now, but like we had got there, backed the boat up, and then as it was like at the end of the ramp, so pretty much like right at the water, we were putting rods and shit from the car into the boat. The idea was take all the stuff out of the car, put it in the boat, then put it in the water. And a dude, he got mad, and he was kind of fucking fussing and all this kind of bullshit, whatever. We launched it, and we were tied off while the car was going to get parked. So I was with the boat. He came down and said something. I don't remember the word, like exactly word for word. This is a long time ago. But basically it was like, that's something you do before you get to the end of the ramp. And it's like, and I basically was like, man, I understand where you're coming from. But this wasn't, like, it's not, the middle of the day, like, a little bit of patience goes a long way, but I understand why you're frustrated, but like, we're talking a couple minutes, right? Like, if we were down there for 30 minutes, I get that. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we're talking maybe 4 or 5 minutes max of like
extra
putting the car in park to say, let's put our shit in the boat. Okay, now let's back it up into the water and launch it. Like, we're talking a grand total of maybe 8 to 10 minutes.
Messing
the
up
entire sequence.
Yeah.
And we're just out fucking. It's just a Saturday morning. We're out relaxing. So like, there's more to it. Like, the context is important, but this person's like, well, this should have been done before you got to the ramp.
Yeah.
In your mind, yes, but when it comes to what we're doing, like, it's a preference. It's not a requirement. It's not a legal thing. Yes, it is a courteousness thing. That's why we got the shit done quick and launched it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. Like, if you're going out every single weekend, you got launching a boat down to a science, because you do it over and over. It's repetitive. I hadn't been to that specific lake in months, if not years. I haven't been back. And so now you're just mad because you're more mad about, like, you don't live your life the way I live my life. It's not about the boat ramp. The boat ramp's just the context, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And I feel as though that's where people run into those kind of issues, because their expectations of what you should do, they project it onto you and now judge you as a result. It'd be one thing if you just put your shit in park and you're fucking like cooking on the George Foreman grill with the electric generator.
Chatting with the buddy that's bank fishing next to the no.
Because that does happen. That's an issue. But dude, that scenario, from my understanding, I think it was more of that. This person's expectations are not met by your behavior. Therefore, it's a problem because you're not doing the way I would do it. Yeah. And then it gets kind of, oh man, it's frustrating. No, I get it, man. It's no bueno, but at the same time, like, again, I in the scenario that I'm thinking of with my own experience, I understood where the guy came from. That's why I wasn't being a prick about it. I was like, I'm sorry. I apologize that we didn't do the launch routine the way that you would have preferred. But understand, it wasn't like I basically said, we're not trying to slow you down. That's just what we do to make sure all of our stuff is accounted for and to make sure we're safe. Like, that's my, I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm saying it's the rationale. That's my method. The reason for what I do is this. Therefore, you know what I mean? Like,
this is how I operate. You operate differently, but we both operate.
At the end of the day, we just want to launch our shit and go fish. Yep. So we have the same goal, but not everybody's method's the same.
No.
As you'd imagine, not everybody can
launch a boat. Yeah, facts.
So, I mean, and I unfortunately deal with people too much to kind of see where those differences are, but I'm not in the business of trying to, like, the worst thing you could do, and I know you didn't do that, is to try to convince that person that they're wrong. Because they already decided that you're wrong. So you're not going to win that debate. But if you can at least, in my perspective, is to just share here's where I'm coming from, because they're not thinking about where you're coming from because they fucking don't care.
There's no care whatsoever in thought process. But and I will say with D's situation, there's nothing you can do about that unless you had that thing down to on a trailer. There's no other way to do that. There are pull-off sides that you could do that at, but at the same time, you would need a cart. So the person probably is not going to take that in consideration and going in the whole idea of you at the boat ramp. But what I said, and I'll always say it to any person, and I've said it to any person who has that gripe, when I'm loading or unloading my kayak at the boat ramp, you should have came out earlier or should have gotten in the water earlier. You wouldn't have seen me. You're on my time now. Because whatever you did prior to this situation, you're on my time. There's nothing you can do about that.
Brother, I was taking a shit at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I'd have been down here.
Yeah, no. The way that time works and the way that people work throughout the universe, you were meant to watch me unload or load this kayak in here. That's your fault. Like, you were meant to be here to witness this. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about that. Because I do not pull up to the goddamn tournament early. I will tell you every chance I do. I am not the first one at the ramp, and I'm most of the time not the first one back in. So if you're watching this, you were meant to. It was destined. Yeah. But yeah, I also agree. Like, if you start chit chatting with buddy that's bank fishing with the golden shiners and the 2-ounce weight that's been there sitting there for way too long, and you can smell his bait while you're coming down the ramp. Nah, you gotta that conversation needs to be a hi, bye, I'll talk to you when I'm launched type shit.
I like to give people the benefit of the doubt that if you just talk to them in like a controlled, like non-escalating, like, you know, usually by the time somebody's going to talk to a complete stranger, it's not because they're in a good mood.
Well said.
And we won't talk about it because we don't have enough time. If y'all want to really look at this, I don't know if we should do it in this environment, but like I have training in de-escalation and talking with people and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm saying I know a lot about just some of the subtleties, and I can share with y'all some of that stuff if you're interested. But you know, on a boat ramp, again, at the end of the day, chances are we're both there because we want to go fish.
Yep.
So I can at least say that I have that common ground with anybody and be like, all right, look, here's what we're doing. Here's why and just point blank. Here's the situation. Here's why this is happening. Here's my, like, basically looking future oriented, because somebody wants to bitch about what you did. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, because that's all I care about. I don't care about getting permission from you about what I did. I'm talking about what I'm going to do, so that way we are both on the same page. You don't have to like it, but at least you know what the hell I'm about to do next, because you're not, you know, I'm not going to give you the power to say, oh, well, what would you want me to do instead? Because that's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But I can let you know, out of a sense of mutual respect, here's what I'm going to do next. Here's how I'm going to do it. You can decide what you're going to do in response. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just, like, telling somebody what to do never goes well.
Yeah,
nobody likes to be told what to do. So
yeah.
I'm not going to tell anybody what to do.
But you give
I
them
will
options.
tell them what I'm going to do, because, you know, if you want the show, have a seat. But at the same time, you know, it's one of those kind of things. Like, people, again, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know if they got some issues that go beyond the surface. You don't know if they just left the house and were getting bitched at by whoever, and they're already bringing a shit attitude that has nothing to do with you to the table. And because there's no way you're ever going to know all that kind of stuff, all you can be responsible for is your actions and your words. And your words should back up your actions should back up your word, because at the end of the day, nobody can complain about me doing what I said I was going to do, especially if it's not harming anybody, right? Because that's the whole plan. Like, I'm not, like, once you're done bitching at me, I'm still going to launch and I'm still going to go fish, and we don't have to take this any further.
Yep.
But you can't say it like that, because now it feels like you're telling somebody what to do.
Yep.
So it's subtle, but it's not complex. It doesn't have to be.
I like it. I like your way of, yeah. Now I'm also in the mood. You know, you gonna watch this movie? I'll be done. I'll be done in a little bit. And go grab your popcorn. I can go figure it out. Especially the dude who wanted the fucking parking space. I hated that situation. That's horrible etiquette too. If there's no rules about parking, I shouldn't have to give my parking space to somebody with a trailer, because I'm parking close to the ramp. Put triple smirky out there? My lord.
Spark it times 3.
That's a triple smirk. Man, that was good. I like this. It was a good episode. Same thing with T said. Should have got there earlier. Oh, T ain't say that.
I'm breaking through the gate at sunrise, dog. No, but again, usually those are the exceptions, not the rule. I mean, it depends on where you're at, obviously. But
Yep.
you know, I do small. I like small talk at the boat ramp, and way more often than not, folks are just happy to be outside. They're happy to not be at work. They're happy about fishing. So it's like, you know what? Let's joke a little bit. I'll see somebody's boat. I'm like, hey man, how you like that? Like kayaks. I'm like, how you like that kayak or whatever? Just what they say isn't going to change my perspective on life, but it's like a common courtesy thing, and I'm genuinely interested. I'll see like a bunch of screens on the front of somebody's boats. Like, hey man, what kind of man, you get Netflix on that screen? Like, I just, it's just goofy shit. It's just small talk, and people will laugh. Like, it's not, like, I'm not going to ask, oh, what do you catch them on? Because realistically, I don't care, because I'm going to go throw up the shit I tied on anyways, because in my mind, I got the best plan ever.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to, just fart around. Like, it's one of those kind of things. It's just people, man. Like, we're it's the ups and downs. Not everybody's in a good mood. Not everybody can understand where you're coming from because they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on between their ears. I can't expect them to try to figure out what's going on between mine. Shit, I don't know what's going on between mine. So let's just go fish, right? Like that's why we fish. Most people fish because they don't have to think about all that shit. So when somebody tries to bring all of that shit into the environment where it does not belong, it's just incompatible. But what is compatible? Your watt cycle is compatible with any electronics that you would put on your vessel. It'll allow you to function all day on the water, uninterrupted, even monitored by Bluetooth. If you decide to step into the next process when it comes to making sure your electronics are well taken care of so you can enjoy your day on the water, please call Watt Cycle now. Mention code T25 at checkout to render an error because it is not an actual discount code.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, T just did a promotion, and there's the link if you guys are interested. If any of you guys, click that or are interested in buying that, I'll make sure T gets proceeds his way.
I'll take sunflower seeds.
Dude, I just bodied a pack from fucking Kayak Adventure Series. He was sponsored by a sunflower seed company. Well, yeah, one of his sponsors is a sunflower seed company. What's this place called? They were really good. Chinook Seedery. Really, really good. I got lemon pepper and I got chili. The chili one was fire. Yeah, if you're seeing StarTron, it's because you've been listening to fucking T. It's the only way. StarTron only reaches you by conversations of your boy T talking about it.
Your phone is always listening.
Yo, big facts. But your TV sometimes listens because they've been sued for it many times already. So if you're watching this on your TV, man, that's how you got StarTron. All right, T, you got anything else for the folks tonight?
I'm sure I do. Hoping to get out this weekend. Holiday weekend, everybody be safe. If you're getting out anywhere near the water, of course, just be safe because it's Memorial Day weekend. So boats, pleasure boaters, all that kind of shit's starting to kick into gear. Folks, a lot of folks probably under the influence. Obviously, if you indulge in any of that, that's fine. That's up to you. But don't do it out on the water if because it can be a problem. Try not to be the problem. Try to help people. Be a part of the solution. Try not to contribute to the problem. You don't want to be on the news story next week. Get out, have some damn fun. You know what I mean? Like it's still like we're not in the ass crack of summer yet, so we still got some time to enjoy anything that you can, regardless if you catch it or not. It doesn't matter. You can still get out and have a little bit of fun, get some fresh air. At the end of the day, that's probably more important than anything. Wear sunscreen. Please, my folks of fairer skin,
yes,
please
sir.
get some sunscreen because skin cancer kills mofos every single day. So try not to don't wish you did, is what I'm saying. Go get some fucking sunscreen and put that shit on put it on you somewhere.
All day.
Preferably your skin, externally. and that's the big that's the biggest tip.
Hood skills, since the storm, I think the rain's supposed to come in. Oh, it's a scattered thunderstorm. I don't know when exactly it starts, but yeah, if you before the rain comes, they'll be eating pretty much at the mid to top level of the water column. But yeah, it's a drought, so don't worry about what level they're at because they're going to eat. It don't matter if there's food near them at this point in time; they're going to eat. That's the really cool thing with low water. And Norman is a low as shit. Somebody did a flyby on a couple of docks up some creeks, bro. They about to pay some money for repairs, some big money. That shit gonna hurt.
Yeah, if you find any runoff areas like around here, as it's raining or right after it's raining for like a good 12, 24 hour, like wherever you see like those culverts, wherever the inflows are,
Any
you know where the
inflow.
inflows are, just focus on those. Like throw any fucking thing. Just anything you can imagine. Throw some top water if it's still cloudy. Throw something moving. Throw something that's got some reaction because they're feeding. They don't want something slow and low.
Yeah.
You can go out and just like hit all the culverts, man, or anywhere where there's water. Even if it's flowing from like, it don't even have to be through a pipe. It can just be a funneled like valley.
Yep.
Anything where there's some water coming in, it's kicking up all the phytoplankton and all the like different shit in the water. The
Fucking
minnows are
bugs.
eating it, so
Bugs are
it's just
getting
like,
washed in there, dog.
oh my god.
7 days of rain
hell
is
yeah.
it's gonna be awesome. Well, we need the water, but we also are like fishing 7 days of rain is fire. I ain't gonna front. Not gonna front.
They said, our local meteorologist said for us to get out of drought, we would have to get like 10 to 12 inches of rain. Obviously,
daily?
That's not gonna have like total.
Oh,
As things are now, if the drought goes nowhere else than the current level, it'll take 10 to 12 inches of rain to get it back up to what would be considered non-drought.
okay.
So the whole, at least around here, we're probably going to maintain some level of drought for at least the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Nice.
So these fish are just like any type of like rain, like even if it is raining, if it's not actively lightning, like fucking clapping that ass in the cloud type of lightning,
Yeah.
I'm getting out. Like I may not bring the stream just because I only got one phone, but my ass is going to be out there in my busted ass rain gear and just fucking like bumping the Bluetooth and trying to get the biggest fucking snapping turtle in the whole bitch to eat
Hey.
Jello dog.
What's a Jello dog? Okay, just gonna leave it there. Fair.
Hey
fair.
Alexa, all right, we're in bonus time, so you get hot
Oh yeah,
dogs.
we're definitely bonus.
Get a
time.
Ziploc bag. In the Ziploc bag, garlic powder and Jello powder. No water yet, but just get the powder. So the Jello powder straight from the bag, garlic powder straight to the bag. Throw the hot dogs, non-cooked, into the bag.
That glizzy gonna sweat.
Massage and get all the natural juices from the hot dog to start flowing.
Natural.
After you've got about 10 minutes of that, add just a little bit of water. You don't want there to be like fluid built up. You just want to have enough to where it activates the Jello. Bonus points if you take a fork and poke holes into the hot dogs like a marinade kind of situation. And basically, yeah, just leave that. You can. A lot of people will put it in the fridge. You don't have to, but you can put it in the fridge overnight when you know you're going out the next day, and you've got a Jello dog.
I thought I knew you, T. I thought I did.
I mean, you're not going hungry the next day. That's all I know.
That's gross.
Don't knock it until you've tried it.
Keyword
And
try.
As soon as they're done pumping out your stomach, you'll know what to knock.
Oh man, that doesn't sound safe at all.
Just know I just walk near the ER and they're like, Jello dog again? I'm just going, I'm parked over there.
It's T the Jello dog man. Everybody watch out. He's got his shaboingy boing jelloed out. Watch out. His glizzy is dehydrated off of Jello and garlic powder.
tell if it's Italian or if it's prison food.
That's hilarious. T, thank you for that one. Man, y'all have a great night, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever y'all are at, man. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. As T and I said, we're probably gonna get out in the rain. I'm gonna have to be out in the rain next week, so it don't even matter. Get wet or get wrecked, don't matter as long as thunder ain't slapping me. T, why are you throwing up the bird?
Because I fly in any weather.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I see what you're doing out there. All right, y'all be good. Talk to y'all later.